So here's an article that corresponds with what we were discussing a little bit earlier. Why color matters. Now, before I go into this article, Jeremiah Robinson, why does color matter?
Okay, well, first we have to appreciate color, to understand why it matters. We have to understand what life would be like without it. So imagine, as I look out my window, I see beautiful blue sky, not a cloud in sight, framed by the trees and the grass and the fence that's colored brown out my window. And just so nice to look up at. Now imagine I close my eyes and I open them, and all I see is black and white. Makes everything so less special. The tips of the leaves I'm looking at are red, but they're just black. So imagine you're watching an old 50s or 40s television show. Imagine life is like that. And then survival-wise, imagine black and yellow. If black touches yellow, kills a fellow. Yellow touches black, friend of Jack. The coral snakes and corn snakes. Imagine if you couldn't differentiate what the colors were. Surviving may be a little bit harder, especially if you're on a farm or if you were back in, an ancient civilization.
So at first I thought you were just going to say it would be boring, and I would have respected that. But you brought that survival aspect in, and I was like, Not a sponsor. Coca-Cola, please sponsor us. That's interesting. Interesting indeed. Now, this article doesn't even bring up survival, and I love that point, and I'm keeping it in mind because, when you look at, you brought up a snake. You look at a snake, and you're like, oh, that thing has a little bit of stripes, and so that's poisonous. But you can't see stripes if there's no color. Or like, oh, this is a specific type of plant that has this distinctive color that's clearly poisonous, or this is a specific type of frog that has this distinctive color and survival. Or,
so
if the stove is red, it's hot. If it's not red, for lack of better illustration, continue. I heard you about to say something.
So imagine, so you wouldn't be able to tell when a fruit was ripe. Take blueberries for example. I have a blueberry tree in my yard, and it's green when it first blossoms, when the fruit first starts growing. Then it turns red, a dark shade of red, and it goes into turning light blue to dark blue. When it's dark blue, clearly being blueberries, you can eat them. But how would you know that if only thing you can see is different shades of black and white?
We may never have eaten a ripe blueberry if we couldn't see color.
Not intentionally.
That's crazy. Or strawberries, which start green and become red. Now, granted, these are not the reasons that this article
oh dear.
provides us. I had already started saying so I had to figure out a word that went with it. As you can see, Jeremiah was reading my mind. Now, hear this out. Color plays a vitally important role in the world in which we live. Color can sway thinking, change actions, and cause reactions. It can irritate or soothe your eyes, raise your blood pressure, or suppress your appetite. When used in the right ways, color can even save on energy consumption. So color...
If this hits 50 likes, Tyler will do an audiobook voiceover.
I'm just thinking, like, if you can master how color works, it can be a psychological ploy. For instance, as a powerful form of communication, color is irreplaceable. Red means stop, green means go. If you create a product, a drink, for instance, that's green, I might keep drinking it. But if you create a Coca-Cola can that's red, you're not going to drink it as fast as I'm drinking my green Gatorade. Still not a sponsor. Please sponsor us.
Well,
If you have a phone that has more of a greenish backlighting, would you want to use it more just because that's what the psychological play is? Or maybe if you're going to meet somebody for the first time, perhaps your friend's parents, are you going to wear green or
that is not what you meant.
or blue? It's a family show, man.
Whoa, it'd be family either way. Hey, this is life.
I had to be safe.
Continue
I'm
on
protecting
with
myself
yourself.
at all costs. So yeah, I'm just thinking. What do you think? How could you abuse psychology in the form of color?
Well, the first thing I thought of, by the way, I love psychology. The first thing I thought of was that villain in DC Comics who uses colors to control people. I don't know if you remember that. I don't. I know he exists. I don't know his name though. It could be like Prism,
DC
something like
Color Man.
that.
Google
One
really
thing I
always
thought
there
about,
for us.
if you can control colors, then you can basically influence people a little bit. Depends on how strong the mental fortitude of that person is. Like, say their favorite flavor is cherry, but since colors like blue and green are calming mentally, you always choose green Gatorade, which is why green Gatorade is always out of stock every time I go to look for it, Tyler.
I'm buying it like toilet paper in a quarantine.
Yeah, who would do such a thing? Imagine being in quarantine. It's just horrible. Off topic, but
It's okay
Pepsi
though.
sometimes sells more. Is that because its can is blue and blue is a calming color? And Coca-Cola isn't. Red is a color that is full of excitement and energy. So maybe if people want to feel calm or relax, because they shouldn't, as a teenager, drink beer, they buy Pepsi to
Mm-hmm.
relax
I
and
don't
such.
like how you said because they shouldn't. Maybe they don't would have been more applicable in our situation, but that's okay. I'm not gonna, our FBI agents are still watching. I'm gonna be careful here. But no, you're right. But here's another
Okay.
question. The differentiating factor of a powerful color. Because if I see something neon, I'm gonna remember it.
Neon signs, neon's light.
So is it like a brain thing? Where if you pick who uses some Google? Google has the whole rainbow in their thing, but it's a very vivid red, vivid yellow, vivid green, vivid blue. Versus an apple, which is a stark white. Versus Samsung, which is also stark white. I think. Does it affect anything? I wonder if that comes into play in skin tone. Does this is scary. This is scary. I don't want to say something crazy, but like a black person and a white person, does the color of skin change the way your psychology may work? Not in a racist fashion, but like in general.
No, we're good. No, we're good. So you remind me of something interesting. I did a test with a lot of friends that I knew, and went around at a big gathering full of white people and black people because that was before social distancing.
Yes.
And I asked each one of them, what is your favorite ice cream flavor between chocolate and vanilla? The black people oftentimes said vanilla. The black, the The white people
It's
often
getting scary,
said
man.
chocolate.
Huh?
So that was like all of them. Like literally everyone I asked, it was like the opposite of their skin color.
Ninety
But they
percent
enjoyed taste.
of statistics are made up on the spot, but I would say 100% of white people prefer chocolate ice cream, and 100% of black people prefer vanilla ice cream.
Yeah. and
Opposites
watermelon.
attract, and watermelon.
Dip a little bit of that vanilla ice cream on your watermelon. Anyway,
Are we inventing food now? What is this show, bro?
yeah. Is a hot dog a
what-
sandwich?
Yes. I've researched this a lot. Is water wet? Don't answer that.
I don't think
We'll
you want
be
to
here
have
all-
an argument. Yeah.
I lost last time. I'm not saying what my answer was. I'm not saying what his answer was. But our agreement is sketchy in this department.
Breaking news. Superman loses to Clark Kent.
Huh?
Anyway.
I
so-
need No. Come back.
Oh, what was that? Oh, I gotta go. Pause the
Oh, that's
recording.
crazy. That's so random. But I love it though because that would never happen. And you know why it would never happen?
Why?
Because Superman wears blue and red blue and red can't lose because color matters. That's a segue. That's how you wrap up a conversation right there.
You know why he would win though?
Hmm.
If you mix blue and red with enough gray, which is typically the type of suit Clark Kent wears, besides black, it'd be gray. Which
But
is why Superman
Clark
would lose,
Kent would
logically.
win because he wears glasses, and we all know people with glasses are relatively. Put on your glasses before I finish this statement, bro.
I can't find them. Oh wait, yes.
Oh no, they're shades. It's not the same. It's not the same.
You said glasses. Dude.
I guess. People with glasses are
Tell
much
me your
superior
bone, you
to
know?
those without. We have better eyesight. We are enhanced individuals, kind of like superheroes. If you,
Cyborgs.
yes, because technology is used in glasses to some extent.
Google Glass, all that. That's a conversation for another cast, a pod. But
Because they are doing the little Apple glasses, and I want to see just how much you can roast Apple in that episode.
me? I don't roast anybody.
Oh, really?
I'm so innocent. Come on.
So innocent. Absolutely. All right. So here's how we're gonna conclude this episode. Let me think of a hard hitting
I'm just
word.
gonna leave.
Glasses.
R.
Impossible.
2.
Use.
Without.
Replicating.
Blind.
Individual.
Species.
Of.
Since blind people are like completely different.
Let's recap. Hold on.
When I say
Glasses-
blind, I mean people who can't see clearly. I'm not discriminating.
Oh yeah, for sure. Of course not people who are disabled because that would be mean. And Jeremiah.
When I say blind, I mean like, hey man, you're blind without your glasses. Yeah.
Like me. I just lost all eyesight. I've spent more time looking at you than the camera. I hope nobody notices that.
Oh, well, my camera is like right there, and I'm not looking at it at all. So, forget the viewers. This is a conversation.
Yeah, we don't need you guys. You don't exist anyway.